It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
These words echoed across the globe in 1969 as Neil Armstrong took humanity's first steps on the moon. But not everyone believed it. Some say it was a hoax, staged by NASA on a film set, part of a Cold War propaganda campaign. So, was the moon landing actually faked? Or is that just one giant conspiracy theory? Let's take a closer look at the evidence and the myths.
The moon landing hoax theory didn't start immediately. In fact, most people accepted it at face value in 1969. But in 1976, a self-published book titled We Never Went to the Moon by Bill Kaysing kicked off decades of speculation. He claimed NASA lacked the technical ability to land on the moon, and that it was all filmed in a secret studio. Later, conspiracy theorists added their own fuel, pointing to odd photos, fluttering flags, and missing tapes. It all made for good TV and even better internet rumors, but none of it holds up to scientific scrutiny.
Myth number 1. No stars in the sky. Conspiracy claim. If the astronauts were really on the moon, where are the stars in the photos? Truth. The moon's surface is brightly lit by the sun, just like on Earth during the day. The camera settings, fast exposure and small apertures, were optimized for daylight. Stars, which are faint, simply weren't visible in those settings, just like how you don't see stars in most daylight photos on Earth.
What about the conspiracy claims? Let's take a look at a few. The flag was waving. Conspiracy claim, the American flag appears to wave, but there's no wind on the moon. The truth, that's true, there's no wind, but the flag wasn't waving because of wind. It moved due to the momentum from being planted and adjusted by the astronauts. NASA even designed a horizontal rod to keep it extended, causing a ripple-like appearance. Once it settled, it didn't move at all. The shadows look wrong. Conspiracy claim, some photos show shadows going in different directions, suggesting multiple light sources, like stage lights. The truth, actually, this is a classic example of perspective distortion. On uneven surfaces with angled lighting, shadows appear distorted, just like on Earth. The only light source on the moon was the sun, but the moon's surface itself reflected light, adding ambient illumination. No studio lighting needed. Stanley Kubrick filmed it? Conspiracy claim, director Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing on a Hollywood soundstage. The truth, there's zero evidence Kubrick was involved. The theory gained traction due to his film 2001: A Space Odyssey, 1968, which used groundbreaking special effects. But Kubrick himself denied any connection. The complexity of faking such an event and silencing thousands of people at NASA would have been astronomically harder than actually going to the moon. What about the missing tapes? It's true, NASA lost the original broadcast tapes of the moon landing. But before you cry cover-up, understand this. The video was beamed live and recorded by hundreds of broadcasters around the world. The original telemetry tapes were likely erased and reused, a common practice in the 1970s to save money and storage. But copies and recordings still exist in many forms. Independent confirmation. Here's what conspiracy theorists ignore. Independent tracking stations in Australia, Spain, and the Soviet Union also picked up the moon landing transmissions. In recent years, satellites like Japan's Selene and NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter have photographed the Apollo landing sites, including leftover equipment and astronaut tracks. In other words, other countries, including America's Cold War rival, confirmed it happened. The real challenge of a hoax. Faking the moon landing would have required the silence of over 400,000 people, engineers, contractors, scientists, astronauts, and more. Not a single whistleblower has ever provided credible evidence of a hoax. It's far more plausible and provable that it happened than that a secret this massive could be kept for over 50 years. Why people still believe. Conspiracy theories appeal to emotion more than reason. They offer a feeling of superiority, of knowing a secret others don't. But when we break down the claims one by one, they fall apart. Believing the moon landing was faked requires ignoring mountains of scientific, photographic, and eyewitness evidence, all in favor of speculation. So, was the moon landing faked? No. The evidence overwhelmingly supports the truth: we really went to the moon. And maybe that truth, that humanity achieved something so ambitious, is more inspiring than any conspiracy ever could be. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Do you think we'll return to the moon in this decade? Thanks for watching.